good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Tenpai Dragon deck profile, this time post-ban list, September 2024. So I took this deck after the ban list that Konami gave us literally right at the end of August. Two locals where we only played 3 games, 3 duels that night. Where I had a record of 1 win and 2 losses, which wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, given I've actually had quite a decent record with this deck. But only 3 games. Maybe I could have gone 2 for 2, but obviously it wasn't. It wasn't the case. But I'm still quite happy. I am going to be making some changes. Whether I'll be using Tenpais in the next locals, which I'm hoping to be going to in maybe a couple of weeks' time at a different location that I usually go to. Maybe I'll be using another deck, because there are a couple of different archetypes and supports that are due to come out. And we'll have to see what I will do for the future. But giving a lowdown of the locals, I went, as always, with my good friend Tim from Puxton TCG. He uses a Memento deck, which actually has appeared at the World Championship qualifiers. Did quite well. And he was at the very first game that I played. We played each other once before in Tournament Rules. I had Umi at the time. He was using what was he using then? Dinos? I think it was Dinos. Yeah, we played then. We drew, really. Wasn't very much exciting. This time, he beat me. First game, he literally boarded me. He played very well. He negated all the ball breakers that I had. He made sure he had monsters to take me out in the next turn. Second game, it was close. He did have me on the ropes, and I thought I could have him, and I misplayed hard at my last part. I had Trident Dragon, and I had Transcendent out, and I forgot about Trident effect where it was up 2. I'd have thought it was 2. He had to destroy 2, and I could have won the game, but he beat me in that. Second game, I played against another lad who I've played almost every single tournament. He's played a recipe deck. There is it Yeovil, something like that. Took him 2-0. And then the second game, I replayed another guy who I played Tenpais with before. He had the Light Swan Runic at the time. This time he had Sprite Melfi. Took the game 2-1. It was quite a fun game that was. It was quite tight. And then obviously it was only just the 3 games. So, a bit annoyed that I lost to my mate. I'm looking for retribution against him, whenever that will be. But in the meantime, I will show you what I was bringing with me for that day. So, as always with Tenpais, 3 Pydra, 3 Chandra. Let me get that straight. And 2 Fadra and a Genruko. That's your main ones, aren't they? I mean, that's your go-to every time for your Pydras. And then the rest of it's kind of like just the ball breakers. So I had 3 Molcharmy, 3 Shifters, 2 Nibs, and 3 Ash. Obviously, I do have other things in the side deck, which I will obviously be showing you later on. But that's kind of the normality, isn't it, when it comes to Tenpais? That's your go-to every time, isn't it? That's the ones you go for. And then onto the spells and traps. And obviously with the post-ban and with the ban list coming out, I've had to make a couple of, not too many changes, but a couple of some. But I always play the standards. 3 Sangan Kaiman. Now I play only the 1 Sangan Summoning. I didn't have enough time to bring in like set rotation. I was going to bring set rotation, where's there's a will. I think I pronounced that right. And something else, I can't remember. They were going to be included in this, but they never arrived in time. So, and I obviously play the 1 terraforming to bring out the Sangan. Now, the 1 prosperity, I only keep that 1 pot. I don't really need anything else because I have other things that I can use it for, with like such as the 3 forbidden droplets, 2 lightning storms, 2 Raigekis, 1 harpies, the new cross-out designator that I've added onto it for the first time, and my 3 Impo. And that is what I was taking with me with into the duels. And that's, it kind of doesn't really change much, to be honest, with those duels. Or maybe I've shifted out a couple of cross-outs, bring in some dark holes or something, depending on what I was using and who I was up against. And sometimes they did work. All 3 duels, I never even brought out a nib. I never even got a dark hole or a mulch army, and at the point I was thinking, what was the point in them being there, because I didn't even draw them. Extra deck, standard ones I've lost: Seals, Heater, Promethean, Phoenix, Zelantis, Ultimate Zulkin, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Crystal Wind Synchro Dragon, Black Rose Dragon, Time Lord, Odd Eyes Meteor Burst, 2 Bidents, 1 Transcendent, and 1 Trident Dragon. Black Rose Dragon helped me a lot in my 3rd game, completely board wiped him, which allowed me to set up for the OTK. Very tempted to remove maybe Ancient Fairy Dragon or Ultimate Zulkin, or maybe one of the links to bring out the Ruddy Rose Dragon, obviously to banish everything as well. And then obviously I'm able to destroy things if I use a Black Rose Dragon as material for the Synchro. So it's quite handy. And with Sangan summoning, obviously they can't do anything about it. And then the extra, the side deck, 1 Koaki Miru Dragon, I think that's how I want to pronounce it. Necro Valley, Ravelry of Warlords, 3 Ghosts. That's not looking good, gotta straighten that out. OCD. 3 Dogwoods, 3 Cosmics, and 3 Dark Holes. And that's basically my deck in a nutshell. That is what I was bringing, that is what I was using. Dogwood never came out, Ghost never came out, and neither did Cyclone. Did kind of switch out the Koei with the Necro Valley and Rivalry of Warlords, because obviously with Necro Valley, I was trying to use that for... I should have brought it in for when I played against Tim, when he was using his mementos. Obviously, they're all from the graveyard. Necro Valley would have just made that a lot more easier to handle. And then I was trying to bring out the Koakai to stop the Sprite man from using all his lights and darts, because I know Sprite is like multifunctional, multi-attributed. But that is about really it for this deck profile. I am going to be using another deck now, I think, for the locals. I am going to be bringing out another deck profile once I have sorted what I'm going to be using. So look forward to seeing some Ancient Gears, some OG back in GX, some Machinas, Kashtiras, Dragon Links. Obviously that got hit in the ban list, the previous one to this one, with Baron and Burrow Savage being taken out, and now Appaloosa 2. What else do I have? I have Insects. That's obviously a different one. I don't really use that very often, but I'm still trying to learn that deck. And then obviously I'm waiting for the Blue Eyes to come out to bring that support out, and maybe a Dark Magician, even though it's not really that good these days at the moment, but it will do the job most of the time. And we'll see what else look forward as well, because I'm going to be building a Rescue Ace, going to be building a Super Heavy Samurai, and I can't remember what the archetype is called, but there's like a 10-star worm monsters, a few worms and other things that apparently could be brought in with my Sword Souls. So looking forward to doing that as well. But in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me today in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe I'll give you a couple of ideas in the future. I am going to be bringing out another deck profile for Tenpai Dragons, because I've got a couple of different ideas that will change it round, I think, personally. That will make it a little bit different, maybe a little bit interesting. Whether it will work, I do not know, but it might spice it up a little bit, shall we say. A little bit here and there. But in the meantime, I appreciate everyone that's joined me. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.